For my recording of the appendicular skeleton, I was part B, which is the humerus. So going forward, we're going to be talking about the humerus. I have two images. I have anterior picture of the left humerus, and then I have a posterior picture of the same left humerus. Let's get into it. First, we have the anatomical neck, as you can see there. Next, as you can see that little valley there, in the middle of the top of the epiphysis is the intertubular sulcus. Next, we have the head, which is honestly that complete round top part of the humerus. Next, we have the greater tubercle. The greater tubercle on the right side of the top of the head, as you can see, is kind of that round notch on the southern right edge of the head of the humerus. Next, we have the deltoid tuberosity. As you can see, that little ridge there, there's one on the pointy end of the middle of the diaphysis right there. That is also known, as I said, as the deltoid tuberosity. Next, we have the coronoid fossa, that deep depression right there, as you can see in the bottom of the humerus. Next, on the outside of the bottom right edge, you can see right there is a little notch. We're calling that the lateral epicondyle. And lateral because there's one on both sides. Next, we have the capitulum. For some reason, my arrow is not working there, but it's that greater circle, that circular notch right there on the left side of the, inferior to the lateral epicondyle. Next, we have the medial epicondyle, and the reason we say medial is because this one is in the middle of the lateral ones. It's medial to the lateral ones. This is the medial epicondyle. Next, we have the surgical neck. As you can see, that green line, there's two green lines up there. On my PowerPoint, I actually chose those green lines to represent the difference between the surgical neck and the anatomical neck of the top of the humerus. As you can see there, please make note of that. Please make sure you pay attention to that. And then on the left side, there is another notch that is smaller than the one on the right, and that's the lesser tubercle. Let's just go over some of the structures that we still have right now. As you can see, like I said, those two green lines, the top one is the anatomical neck. The lower one, the more horizontal one, is the surgical neck. Then that valley depression that runs northern to southern, right there, is considered the intertubular sulcus. That runs adjacent to the head. It runs down the head. Then on the right side right there, we have a greater tubercle. Going down the middle of the diaphysis right there, we have the deltoid tuberosity. Going down further, we have the coronoid fossa, that depression right there. Adjacent to the lateral epicondyle, which is superior to the capitulum, and medial to the medial epicondyle. And then this big, what looks like a big toe, kind of down there at the bottom, that's considered the trochlea. And then now we have a posterior image. For my And then now we have a posterior image of the same left humerus. First, we have the radial groove, not to be confused with the deltoid tuberosity. This is on the other side. Radial groove, this is on the other side. Medial supracondylar ridge. This is the medial supracondylar ridge. And the reason it's supra is because it's on top. It's a little bit bigger than the one on the other one. The one on the other one is a lateral supracondylar ridge, but there's medial. And then that fossa right there is the olecranon fossa. This big depression, big hole right there. As you can see, if you look closely at the humerus, you can see on the left side of the anatomical neck right there, that head, that is where the humerus connects to the scapula. Kind of like a ball and socket joint. And then as you go down the humerus, you can see right there where the trochlea is and the coronoid fossa. That's where the actual radial radius and ulna attach to the humerus. And that concludes my video. Thank you.